Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our 86th annual Hawthorne High School commencement ceremony and our first ever virtual ceremony. I am Art Mazzacca, the assistant principal and the athletic director here. At this time, I would ask everyone to please rise for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening and welcome to all those watching at home. Thank you for joining us for this monumental moment for our students, the Hawthorne High School's commencement ceremony for the class of 2020. I would like to thank our superintendent of schools, Mr. Richard A. Spirito, as well as the members of the Hawthorne Board of Education for their guidance throughout these unprecedented times of school closure. I want to take a moment to recognize the class of 2020 advisors, Mrs. Allison Gerdes and Ms. Jacqueline Peen, for their tireless efforts in doing a fantastic job throughout the year and especially during the school closure to make the best of a difficult scenario. They have gone above and beyond to recognize these students, and I cannot thank them enough. I would also like to recognize the graduation coordinators, Ms. Danielle Russo and Mr. Gus Schell, for making graduation so special for our students. Their efforts always amaze me. They truly do what is best for the students of Hawthorne High School. In addition, a special thanks to Mr. Tamer Mamkej and Mr. Matt Small for their work and dedication throughout the school closure and putting together all of our virtual events. The challenges that the class of 2020 have faced this school year, unlike any other class in recent or distant memory. This was not part of their script. To say that this class is special is an understatement. While graduating classes are made up of many individuals, they have come together to unite as one cohesive unit. The class of 2020 will forever be a part of our memories and heart. While this class will be remembered for this difficult time, it will not define the experience they had at Hawthorne High School. What I can tell you about the global pandemic is that it has certainly put things in perspective for many people and has really shown us what is important in life. The little things, the moments, the memories that are made, and that there is no script in life's journey. I believe that each one of the graduates of the class of 2020 have learned during this time what really matters. What really matters is embracing life, your family, and making memories together. While we get back to some sense of normalcy in the near future, remember to take all those small moments in life and embrace change, for that is the only constant we have in life. There is no script. The Hawthorne High School class of 2020 has shown me that this generation is ready for difficult moments, and what I will say to them tonight is to take those moments, take them head on, and make an impact. You all have the ability to come out of this global pandemic with a lot more perspective than others that have come before you do. You have a choice: either seize the moment and to make positive change or not, but now is the time to embrace the moment and to remember what matters most. Tonight is a moment of triumph for you, our incredible graduates, the class of 2020, and for everyone who helped you to get to this day. Families, friends, teachers, and supporters of every kind. The Hawthorne High School community comes together to celebrate with you as you close a pivotal chapter in your lives, yet begin a new chapter full of hope, promise, and experiences. We look back with gratitude, perhaps even wonder at the hard work, the challenges, the moments of doubt, and ultimately the resolve that has brought us to this moment. Whether you were an honor roll student, lead in the play, star on the court, or a member of the Bear Cave supporting your school, you have represented us all extremely well. At the same time, we look forward, this is a commencement after all, with confidence as you prepare to bring what you have learned at Hawthorne High School to the next places you will study, work, or serve. Families, friends, and supporters of our graduates, I want to thank you for all that you have done to help your graduate get to this moment. Whether as a parent, a teacher, a counselor, or even a voice of reason, the class of 2020 of Hawthorne High School are made up of amazing people, and they could not be here tonight without your support. Remember to embrace those little things, for they make the biggest and most impactful memories, and always remember in life, there is no script. Thank you to all the graduates and their families. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations.
Good evening, Mr. Doyle, Mr. Sprito, Mr. Cunningham, Mr. Gendoli, Mr. Mazzacca, distinguished platform guests, faculty, family, friends, and fellow graduates of the Hawthorne High School class of 2020. I'm beyond grateful for the opportunity to speak as the National Honor Society Vice President at our ceremony tonight. I would like to start off by simply saying congratulations, we made it. Through every twist and turn that was thrown at us, we made it. This bittersweet moment we've all been waiting for has finally come. This moment also proves as an opening to a new chapter, whether it be heading towards college, trade school, a branch of the military, the workforce, or a path of your own desire. This is the moment we enter the world of our dreams and make them realities. As for this class in particular, we will prove to be like no other. Our class has been asked to step into the future with more adaptability, reason, enthusiasm, vision, and stamina than any before it. The path forward is always filled with uncertainty, but never as much as it is today. You should be feeling nervous, unsure, and uneasy. These are all normal feelings, but you should rest assured that these past 4 months have shaped you in ways that may seem unnoticeable, yet will prove pivotal. We are the pandemic class who has the whole world striving to graduate with us. I don't think I've ever seen so many Facebook moms concerned about the plans that were being made for us. This entire situation has led us to mature quickly and impressively. We will bring adaptability that has never been seen before into the world. We will bring advanced problem solving into the future and even the ability to sufficiently work independently. We will be able to respond to obstacles optimistically and thoughtfully after relying mostly on ourselves throughout this unforeseen circumstance. We had to grow up quickly and realize that life isn't always a smooth road. This will ultimately help us see the good in everything and make our transition from Hawthorne High School to the real world easier. With many new doors opening, I have no doubt in my mind that this class will not only succeed as we walk through whatever door is chosen, but will also go on to open many countless doors ahead. Graduating in light of this pandemic also allows us to keep our minds open and flexible to change. We will be ready for whatever comes our way, regardless of the circumstances. Michael Jordan once said, "Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it." Through our 12 weeks of remote learning, we have been introduced to just a fraction of the obstacles that we will face throughout the remainder of our lives. This obstacle, however, was one that came on fast and strong. But our response perfectly embodies the nature of Jordan's quote. We didn't give up, we didn't turn around, we instead found a way to face it. That is what is going to set us apart from the others in the future. We are strong, we are resilient, we are the class of 2020. I would like to conclude by giving a great thanks to all of those who have supported each of us along the way. We could have not done it without you. Thank you to the teachers who continued to push us to be our best. Thank you to the administration who always kept our best interests in mind. Thank you to the parents and guardians who always cheered us on throughout our school years. I would personally like to thank my father for being the greatest support, my stepmom Michelle, and brothers Kyle and Michael for always egging me on to do my best. I would like to recognize my mother up above for always watching over me and being my biggest motivator to achieve success. I encourage you all to let those people who have impacted your lives so greatly know that you are so grateful for their support and guidance. If you take anything away from this speech, please take with you the notion that you can face anything. Always keep in mind that the best is yet to come.
Good evening, Mr. Doyle, Mr. Sprito, Mr. Cunningham, Mr. Jandoli, Mr. Mazzacca, distinguished platform guests, faculty, family, friends, and fellow graduates of the Hawthorne High School class of 2020. It is truly an honor to be able to stand here today as a member of the class of 2020 and your salutatorian. Over the last few months, we have all faced hardships and trials that no one could have imagined. During the midst of an epidemic, hundreds of thousands have died, and all of us have suffered. We have been isolated from one another, quarantined in our homes. Many of us have faced financial hardships as the rate of unemployment surged to levels that have never been seen before in this country. There are riots around the country, questioning our system and our unity as a country. Despite the challenges that our horrid situation presents us with, there is a silver lining, a blessing in disguise, a gift unasked for: time. Despite these difficulties, we all now have time to grow and reflect on our lives, our passions, and our relationships. With this time, we've gotten to know our families and reconnect with loved ones. With this time, we've been able to learn new skills and discover more about our own unique passions and talents. With this time, we have been able to reconnect with friends, although virtually, and test the true strength of our relationships. We've begun to rediscover ourselves and reevaluate what truly matters to us. This crisis has caused the world to hit the reset button, and in only a few months, climate change has shifted as pollution dropped. Our culture as a country has shifted as we became increasingly virtual and challenge our system. And we have all grown in some way as individuals as we continue to fight through this all together. Despite all this, we have persevered. As a class, we have always been known as the entitled generation. Everything has always been given to us without any work or struggle, many claimed. We simply showed up and got a participation award. But now, we have faced a challenge, a struggle greater than any other generation before has been asked to handle. During the midst of a global epidemic, we were asked to stand strong and fight through this international crisis. And we did it. We worked through it together. And for some of us, this challenge brought our lives back into perspective. Many have reconsidered our post-graduation plans and our futures and priorities as our values have been brought into question. But it is these trying times that have helped to shape our generation, our class, and our future. This pandemic has shown the strength of our class and proved that we are not entitled and can handle anything the world may throw at us. This pandemic has brought many horrible circumstances, and none of us have been spared. But we have all stood strong together, united in solidarity as a class and as a community. And together, we have been given the greatest gift of all: more time. More time to discover ourselves, kindle our relationships, and grow as a generation. We all thank our parents and families who have been with us through it all and through every moment of our difficult journey. And I personally would like to thank my parents who are in the audience today. We all thank the many teachers who have taught us and guided us as times got tough. I personally would like to thank Mrs. Pasquale, Mrs. Phibbs, and Mr. McMahon for their hard work and commitment to my future. And to my classmates and the entire graduating class of 2020, I urge you to cherish this blessing in disguise and cherish this time while we have it. Godspeed and congratulations.
Good evening, Mr. Doyle, Mr. Spirito, Mr. Cunningham, Mr. Jandoli, Mr. Mazzacca, distinguished platform guests, faculty, family, friends, and fellow graduates of the Hawthorne High School class of 2020. I know everyone says that at graduation, but after everything we've been through, it really is a good evening. As a class, we've lived through threats of war, a global pandemic, and an ongoing revolution, and that's only been the past 3 months. But we're finally here, one last monumental evening to say goodbye and enter a new phase of our lives. When I sat down to write this speech, it was hard not to dwell on everything we've lost this year. Certain senior events for sure, but more importantly, our precious last few months together. But then I realized I didn't want my speech to be a funeral for everything we've lost. Instead, I wanted it to be a celebration of everything we had. A remembrance of the past 12 years of meeting new people, making friends, growing up, falling in love, and becoming adults. Kind of. So, why don't we take a trip down memory lane? I remember when I first came to America. Shout out to Miss Clifford, I had to slip that line in here somewhere. I ended up in Miss Spinelli's 3rd grade class at Washington Elementary School. I'm sure you all remember elementary school, but let me give you a quick rundown of my experience. 3rd grade, when the most important thing in the world was getting permission to write with a pen. 4th grade, the year they tried to trick us into liking math by giving us those impossible math minute challenges. And 5th grade, the first year we got a taste of what it felt like to grow up. The year those of us at Washington mourned and celebrated the life of the dearly departed Miss Komar. The year we graduated from Roar, that much more aware of the world around us. We were growing up, at least as much as elementary schoolers can. And for the first time, we were on top of the food chain. The leaders of our schools, no stop signs in sight. Until we got to middle school. Now, I think we can all agree that middle school was a rough time, and not just because the idea of independence took some adjusting to. No, just thinking about middle school makes me feel this overwhelming sense of doom. 6th grade was a year of getting yelled at to grow up because we weren't in elementary school anymore. But most of us were either busy playing Minecraft or singing Pitch Perfect songs in class. And then there was the year of the infamous 7th grade hallway. I'll never forget that smell. And then 8th grade came and our lunch period got split into 2. But we got over it, we overcame those challenges and made the best of our 3 years. We competed at Superstars, danced at Macalusos, had our first real graduation, and started to truly come into our own. We were on top of the world once again, driving full speed ahead. And then we crashed into freshman year. High school had hallways that seemed to change every day, teachers who knew us as our siblings, brothers and sisters, and pep rallies, which we were booed at. On top of all that, we had to share our locker hallway with Mr. McMahon. Just imagine how traumatizing that was. At least sophomore year went okay. We upgraded to the bigger lockers, got a hallway on the 2nd floor, and started to have power over our class choices. And then junior year came and suddenly we were flying downhill once again. This was a year of cramming for the SATs, countless failed driver's tests, worrying about keeping our GPAs up, and a lot of crying over Miss Pasquale's pre-calc class. And now, here we are as seniors. It's hard to believe that the year is already over. That the daily Wendy's trips during lunch, the stress over grades, the holiday dance, the volleyball tournament, and so many more events have gone by. Here we are again, back on top, but for once, I don't think a lot of us want to feel unstoppable. I think if given the choice, we would all go into reverse and go back to when nap time was still a thing. But we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to take everything we've learned for the past 12 years and take the world by storm. We're going to use our competitive spirits, compassion, fiery independence, our true understanding of life and loss, our tough shells, and all those unforgettable memories that shaped us into who we are, and become athletes, artists, musicians, academics, workers, and everything in between. And none of this could be possible if we hadn't spent the last few years in this town, walking these streets, getting a bagel at Andy's, swimming at the pool, catching a movie at the theater, and so much more, all done together, side by side. So, dear Hawthorne, I want to thank you for that, for giving us teachers who, despite us being pains in their butts, want to see us succeed unconditionally, for giving us a community where you may not know someone's name, but you know that in times of trouble, they'll always have your back, for giving us 193 new family members, brothers and sisters who, no matter how far we go, whether we keep in touch or lose contact, made an immeasurable impact on one another. Thank you for letting me spend the last few years alongside the class of 2020 in the town we will always be able to call home.
Good evening, graduates, Board of Education members, administration, faculty and staff, alumni, family members and friends. Well, what a year. As I shared in my recent Senior Week message, I'm sure this year is not what any of our seniors envisioned as they entered their final year here at Hawthorne High School. I don't think anyone thought that they would spend their final 3 months of the school year at home with their family, completing virtual assignments, binge watching their favorite shows, and discovering new hobbies. But class of 2020, you made it. And I just want you all to know how proud we are of the way you've handled a year unlike any other. In the face of numerous challenges, you've shown an unprecedented level of maturity and resilience, which is a true testament to your character. And although no one is surprised, we are all extremely proud. Some of you have also had to overcome obstacles along the way, but you've faced those challenges head on, and you've made it to graduation day. As Australian author Tommy Cotton once said, "It's in the hardest times when you find out the most about yourself and the people around you. how strong you can be, and who truly cares. The toughest experiences help create the most resilient and beautiful souls and the strongest bonds. So as you complete this school year, I hope you will look back and think about the journey you've been on over the past 4 years here at Hawthorne High School. I hope you'll remember all the great memories you've created with your classmates and friends in the classrooms, on the athletic fields, and in your recent Zoom meetings. You've had an amazing 4 years, and we share in the joy of your achievements. I also realize that you've missed out on many end-of-year events, but we hope you will focus on all that you've accomplished and look back fondly on your experiences here at Hawthorne High School. The class of 2020 will forever be remembered as an example of strength. So don't let anything get in your way as you move forward. And whether you're off to college, the military, or starting your future career, we know that you will all be successful, and we fondly await hearing about where life takes you. Seniors, I hope this is the first of 2 commencement ceremonies, and I hope to see you all in person on July 13th. However, remember that graduation is not defined by a gown, a piece of paper, or a cardboard cap. It is defined by your hard work and perseverance over the past 4 years and your courage to take the next step wherever that may be. Congratulations, parents, and congratulations to the class of 2020.
Class of 2020. I need not highlight for you how much you have lost out on as a result of the current state of affairs. I do, however, want to impart to you the idea of how much you have gained as a result. Gained? Are you serious, some would ask? Do you not see all the experiences we've missed out on which we will never get back? Yes, I see them every day in my own daughter's life. The reason I say gained is based on the concept of opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is what economists refer to as the return of a missed option less than the return on your chosen option. And while this was not necessarily a chosen option, the gain is just the same. These gains include resilience, patience, and discipline, amongst others. Traits and virtues that may never ever be gained in an entire lifetime. As if those returns weren't enough, we have all gained a better appreciation for the true treasures in life, including family, friends, health, both physical and mental, the value of connections, and community, and not to mention home-cooked meals. As parents, it has afforded us the opportunity to share in your intimate company just a little longer before you set out to the world. Class of 2020, just like we couldn't have envisioned our current state of affairs, it is equally not possible to envision what you can now accomplish as a result of your gains. It is more exciting than ever to ponder what a graduating class can achieve and the effects it can bring about to our world. I leave you with the words of the 18th century writer Johann Wilhelm van Goethe. Dream no small dreams, for they have no power to move the hearts of men. Hawthorne High School class of 2020, congratulations. Continue to make Hawthorne proud. Make your dent on the universe. Be a beacon of light in your travels, uniting the world and transforming it for the better. Go Bears.
At this time, please join me as we honor our graduates. Kayla Jaylene Abreu Hernandez. Nicholas F. Acosta. Lubana Aliubi. Joseph Aliano. Drina Sierra Alvarez. Marlena Therese Alvino. Maria Del Carmen Nora Angelis Molinelli. Angelina Mary Antonucci. Aaliyah D. Arroyo. John David Arturi. Gabriella Emma Barbarisi. Brian A. Basilio. Sydney Rose Bavaro. George Giovanni Began. Daniel Patrick Berry. Anthony James Bertolo. Jessica Bianco, Melanie Lynn Bilbao, Natalie Rose Branwell, Michael Stephen Brown, Thomas Joseph Buttman, Alexis Abigail Byfield, Kayla F. Cabascongo, Mia Kristen Canales, Jacqueline Marie Caraballo, Andrew John Caradonna, Caitlin Marie Carone, Shane M. Carr, Josue A. Carrasco, Sam Queso, Gabriela Castellanos, Alejandra Castillo, Amin Choker, Nihal Chowdhury, Sarah K. Christensen, Andrew Michael Ciali, Julius A. Cirrus, Karina Elizabeth Claros, Alexandra Jimena Clavijo, Kevin Joseph Cohen, Bianca Dawn Corbo, Samira S. Cortez, Danielle Marie Diascoli, Edward J. DeCou, Joseph F. DePinto, Mackenzie DePrima, Adam James Dietrich, Jason T. Dion, Anthony Richard Peter Jake Donadio, Diego Rafael Duran, Laney Edwards, Michael A. Espejo, Fiorella Esquea, Emily Corinne Estes, Jack Spencer Farnham Hilster, Magina Parisi, Ryan Michael Fieldhouse, Joseph E. Figueroa, Thomas George Finch, Aaron Thomas Fletcher, Michael J. Galland, Elizabeth Marie Gallo, Jennifer Galvan Arenas, Robert E. Getchell III, Nicole Elizabeth Giovanello, Andrew Stephen Gomez, Jovan Armani Gonzalez, Jimena Gonzalez, Paige Morgan Grenier, Justin Omar Guerrero, Kiara D. Guillen, Rana Ejay Gune, Errol Gungor, Gianna Olivia Gurel, Rima Ali Hassan, Yusuf Tariq Hadid, Danielle Echeverria, Alexandria Karen Henriquez, Jacqueline Paige Holmberg, Gianna Lee Innocenti, Justin Michael Ervolino, Alyssa Ruth Jackler, Patricia Rose Jacobson, Mohammed Jawish, Kayla Alicia Joseph, Ruslan Aiden Katau, Lila May Kawash, Hunter William Keenan, Liana Karula, Joshua Andrew Kinahan, Joshua Stephen Kabuski, Alban Kokonozi, Rachel Grace Konyak, Nadia Teresa Kostenko, Georgi Kvatschilia, Gabriella Marie La Rosa, Nicholas E. Lear, Jasmine Marie LePage, Aubrey Ann Lewis, John Paul Lopez, Jesus Lozano Marino, Kimberly Inez Macias, Brandon K. McPherson, Marissa Angelique McPherson, Amanda Faith Madara, Alicia Jade Malone, Yusuf O. Maritok, Melissa K. Martin, Jalen Amani Mateo, Joe Hunter Matus, Molly Matus, Nicholas Alexander Matos, Callie Marie McCarthy, Kelsey Burke McFarland, Jason A. Melendez, Neil Jared Mendez, Louis David Mendoza, Priscilla Michaela Mendoza, Kasim R. Meehan, Christopher Kelly Miller, Amina Mamini, Anissa Mamini, Gianna Julia Molinero, Grace Isabella Montez, Peter Andrew Mooney, Giovanni Morel, Emily Renee Morgan, Christy Marie Murillo, Michael Kevin Murphy, Alexander Nadarashvili, Melanie Rose Navarro, James Alexander Ng, Rodrigo R. Oliva, Andrea Ann Elizabeth Oliver, Sandra Gina Ovale, Jaden David Palladino, Jalen Tyler Palmer, John R. Parcells, Karen Paredes Garcia, Tiffany Deborah Penna, Delilah Marie Perez, Malik A. Perinu, Gregorio G. Pietrocola IV, Michael Thomas Patak, Adriana Martita Ramos Valiz, Zarina Labuala Ray, Kylie Elizabeth Rica, Jacob R. Rios, Logan Joshua Rivera, Elizabeth Rosalie Rodriguez, Shane Patrick Rooney, Kenneth Y. Rubio Tovar, Tyrese Delbert Russell, Matthew Anthony Russo, Connor J. Sachs, Beavers Sadek, Marco A. Salazar, Caitlin Jocelyn Sanchez, Nicholas George Sanford, Trevor Jack Savage, Isabella Rose Schwartz, Heather A. Scott, Dylan C. Scully, Boston Michael Sharp, Najdat Shatra, Christopher Drake Zimmerman Jr., Nicholas Joseph Sokolovsky, Ezekiel K. Soma. Sebastian Soto. Nicole Catherine Spirito. Jennifer Rose Stanzak. Cameron Rose Sweisberger. Simaza Tomzak. Michael Tapia. Kayla Nicole Rosetta Terranova. Luis Alexander Torres. Francesca Valenti. Paul Isaiah Valentin. Gabriel Valor. Anahis Iris Valverde. Alicia Noel Vanderhook. Kendry Valeria Vargas Blanco. Brianna R. Villa. Richard Aiden Weaver. Lawrence Yakub. Lindsay Yobo. Narissa Ugar.
At this time, let us turn our tassels from right to left to signify our new status as graduates of the Hawthorne High School class of 2020.
It is my honor and privilege to introduce the playing of our alma mater. I would like to thank everyone for joining us tonight, and congratulations to the class of 2020, and welcome to the Alumni Club.